Hey third grade, it's Mrs. Wade here to teach you your math lesson for today. So let's take a look. Today we're going to go on to our next lesson within chapter 2. If you could turn your books to page 340 in your math books, I'll give you a moment to do that, and you'll see today we are going to look at multiply two digits. Yesterday we kind of did a review of multiplication, reviewed some of our songs and some of those facts, so it's important that you don't forget those. Don't forget out from all the sweet treat quizzes we did. So let's go ahead and go to what our book says so I can show you what we're going to be working on today. So if you look here on your book, they have, give me 1 second. If you look, we're going to talk about multiplying two digits. So we know what 12 times 2 is, but sometimes if we get further out, like 56 times 7, that's not something we can figure out just at the top of our head. We don't know our 56 times table. So this is ways that we can figure this out. We're going to start simple. So here is an example. Kendra has 2 sheets of stamps. Each sheet has 24 stamps. How many stamps does Kendra have? Even shows you the picture here. So you got 24 and 24, or 24 times 2. So if you look down here, first you got to line it up nicely. 24 times 2. We're going to go down vertical. And here they're going to, in the ones place, they're going to go 4 times 2 gives us 8. Then if you come right over here, now you're going to multiply the tens column. 2 times 2 gives us 4, which makes sense because 24 plus 24 is 48. So what we're going to go ahead and do today is I am going to show you, I have created a little whiteboard here, and I'm going to show you this as we walk through a few of these problems to show you how to do it. So look here, here's my whiteboard. Welcome. On my whiteboard here, you'll see a few multiplication problems. First, I took them and I made them vertical, not horizontal. It's easier for you to go ahead and solve that way. If you look over here, I have 22 times 4. On 22 times 4, what we're going to first do is we are going to go ahead and we're going to multiply 2 and 4. 2 times 4 gives me, I'm going to put in 8 right there. And then we're going to go ahead and multiply 2 times 4. Sorry, it's a little messy. So now 2 times 4 is over here. We're going to write 8. That gives us a total of 88. So 22 times 4 is 88. Let's try it with another one, 21 times 3. So if you look here, first we're going to go ahead and we're going to do 1 times 3, which gives us 3. And then we're going to go ahead and go over here and we're going to come over to our tens column and go 2 times 3, which gives us 6. So then we can say that our answer for 21 times 3 is 63. Okay, let's go down to another one that might be a little bit more complicated. So remember our rule with zeros multiplying. 0 times 7, I hope you said 0. Your answer should be 0 there. 0 times 7 is 0. Sometimes that stumps us. So then now I'm going to go over here to 7. I'm going to go 7 times 7. Anybody remember that? 49. So now, that's the weird part. So now I'm going to have to write 49, which is fine. But now my full answer is 490. Okay, one last one over here. 1 times 6 gives us 6. So now I'm going to come over here to my 8, and I'm going to go 8 times 6. 8 times 6 gives us 48. So our total answer for 81 times 6 is 486. So just a few examples to show you how to do this. I'm going to have us, I have one quick video I want to show you just of how we can lay this out for a few simple things, and then I'll take you through what some of our homework is going to have for today. Go right up. Okay, watch this for a moment.
Let's try to calculate 3 times 32. And I like to rewrite it, and this is one way of doing it. I like to rewrite it where I have the larger number on top, so in this case it's 32, and I write the smaller number right below it, and since a smaller number is only one digit, it's only a ones digit, I put that below the ones place on the larger number. So I'll put the 3 right over here, and of course we can't forget our multiplication symbol, and this is essentially a way of saying the same thing. This is, you could read this as 32 times 3, but 32 times 3 is the exact same value as 3 times 32. It doesn't matter what order you multiply in. And now let's try to compute it. And once again, this is only one way of doing it. There's many ways of doing it, and I want you to think about why this works. So we can start, we'll start with this 3 down here, and we're going to multiply it times each of the digits in 32. So we'll start with 3 times 2. Well, 3 times 2 from our multiplication tables, and you can figure it out even if you didn't know your multiplication tables, is 6. So 3 times 2, I'll write 6 right over here in the ones place. Now, we're going to figure out what 3 times 3 is. Well, once again, we know that 3 times 3 is 9. And since I'm multiplying times the tens place right over here, I'm going to put it in the tens place right like this. So we're done. We got 32 times 3 is 96. And I really encourage you to think about why this worked. And I'll give you a little bit of a hint here. I'll give you a little bit of a hint about why this worked. Remember, 3 times 32 is the same thing as 3 times 30 plus 3 times 2. And if you look at it that way, that's essentially what this process did. We did 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 30 is 90. You add them together, you get 90 plus 6 is 96.
Okay, so now let's go ahead and let's take a look at our homework for today. So if you look, you can find this in your workbook, your math workbook. I want you to solve the problems on the paper, and then you'll go ahead and submit them through Google Docs so I can grade for you. So let's go ahead, we're going to do the first few together. So let's look at number 1. Okay, so here you have 41 times 2. So first, like we had said before, you're going to do 1 times 2, which gives us 2. And then you're going to go over here and you're going to go 4 times 2, which gives us 82. Sorry, that's a little messy. It's hard to write on here. Okay, and then here, let's go to number 2. I'll help you with the next one. 2 times 3 gives us 6. And 1 times 3 gives us 3. So you see how I go about that? Go from start from the right, go to the left. Otherwise, you're going to get yourself confused. Okay, and then let's go ahead and we're going to go down. Go down here. Now here, it actually says it wants you to align. What they mean by align is they want you to write it out this way. So instead of doing it 2 by 14, they want you to do 14 times 2. And they want you to write that there. And then I'm going to add a little line underneath there. So they want you to write it out that way and then go ahead and solve it. So if you look here, I'm going to go 4 times 2 is 8. Oops, sorry, 8. And then 1 times 2 is 2. So that gives my answer of 28. Then make sure you go ahead and go down here and solve these problem solvings. They're all multiplication, just a hint. Okay, 3rd grade, we'll get working on that math homework and then go ahead and submit it through the Google Forms doc that you can find under the assignment. Have a great weekend. Make sure you get outside and enjoy some weather. Bye.